It's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Kleiman.
An instant classic in Fargo over the weekend. Bison fans will never forget Wentz to Shepard on October 10th of 2015. Defeat was staring the Bison in the face, and they said no thank you. We welcome to the set head coach Chris Kleiman. And coach, you've had a little bit of time to digest this win. What a special day that was.
Boy, it sure was. We wanted to keep everybody in their seats through homecoming, and we sure did that. But what a resilient effort by our guys. You know, offensively kept coming back and making the big plays, and then defensively got that final stop, and that was so critical because we hadn't been able to stop them in the fourth, but when we had to, we did.
What do you make of Northern Iowa? They always seem to bring their best against the Bison. You face their best shot every time. We
sure do, and they're a real physical football team, and they had a great plan against us. We didn't know which quarterback, and we ended up playing both quarterbacks, and then defensively they're so good up front, and they're very sound in the back end, so we earned this victory.
Yeah, it never gets old looking at these highlights, so let's roll the tape. We're going to really dive into this and relive this classic. It was just a special day, special environment, and Sawyer Colmorgan started. That was a little bit of a surprise, wasn't it?
Well, I kind of thought he would start because I think he's probably their best option, especially in the Fargo Dome, and he throws a great ball to their receiver for a touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, home run ball, so it's 7-0 early on, and I'll tell you what, their front four came to play, didn't they?
Boy, they did. They do a great job getting off the football. It's hard to push them off line of scrimmage, and we have a lost yards there.
Boy, they put some pressure on Carson all game long. Here's an example.
Yeah, they do a great job either blitzing or getting pressure with their front four, but Carson really stood in there well all day.
They were sitting on the run. Plays like this kind of loosened them up a little bit.
Absolutely. Our gap screen, great call by Coach Palasek, good game by King.
This led to a field goal, so it's going to be 7-3 after the field goal. And talk about the field goal. This is not an easy kick. It's a 43-yarder.
43-yarder. Cam real calm and cool and makes a big kick, gets us on the board.
Well, they found someone or something in the quarterback run game. Describe this play. It's a play that caused fits.
Yeah, it's a split zone, and we just missed the fit. We'd worked it all week, and we had a guy that came out of his gap, and when you do that against option offense, it's a big play.
You guys kept handling adversity, though. Here's a great play by C.J. Smith.
We had a great play by C.J., walling him out and then making a big interception.
You know, and back to the defense, Greg Menard stayed hot. He had a great game at South Dakota State. Another solid effort against UNI.
Yeah, Greg's getting better and better. Does a great job on a bull rush and gets a big sack for us.
We're going to move to the second quarter now. It's still 7-3, kind of a defensive struggle. Here's a nice seam throw to a running back.
Yeah, a really good throw. Good job by King down the seam for a big game.
You know, Carson had not thrown an interception all year. It's hard to go through a season doing that. He throws one right here across the middle.
Yeah, they do a really good job, getting pressure in his face, and then the safety does a good job. He's a really good player, Kilfoy is.
Yep, Tim Kilfoy, no doubt. Might be playing on Sundays. He's a fantastic player. And offensively, they kept getting some more quarterback yards here throughout the course of the first half, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did. And you wouldn't expect it as much out of Cole Morgan, but that was the play that we were giving him, and he was making us pay, and we need to shore that up.
Well, they get down in the red zone. 3rd and 1, they don't get it in. It was reviewed. This is a 4th and 1 play. They do score.
Yeah, they do. They get it in. Good job early on the goal line stand, and then they finally get it in on 4th down.
So it's 14-3 UNI, so definite adversity for the Bison. This is a 4th and 1 play. Good job by Carson.
Really good job. We needed to score on this drive. It was imperative for us to cut into that lead.
A big-time catch by Eric Perkins. I mean, this is a 3rd and 8 play.
Yeah, great job by Perk. Going up, getting it at the highest point, and hauling it in.
And you finish this drive off. Very important to get points here, and it's North Dakota product Jeff Ilias.
Yeah, great route by Jeff. We've worked this play for a few weeks. We were finally able to get it into a game, and Jeff makes a great catch and score.
So it's 14-10 at this point. We're late in the second quarter. Sawyer Colmorgan had a pretty good first half, great first half. This is a play here, though, where he takes a hit, and it bobbled him, no question.
Yeah, this really ended Sawyer's day. He runs into DeLuca and gets a concussion, and I think that's his 3rd concussion in his career. He's a great football player. I feel real bad for him.
You know, and they kept him in here, actually, and this is another play where he takes another hit, and he really went into halftime, and he didn't come out of the half still in the game.
No, he didn't, and in talking to their staff, he didn't know where he was at halftime, and I feel bad for him.
Yeah, no question. This ended the half on our Nodak Mutual Insurance first half stats, 14-10. Definite dogfight on the hands for the Bison. 31 plays for NDSU, 31 plays for UNI. Third down conversions, it was tough sledding out there offensively. Both defenses playing very well. Before we get to the second half, though, it's our Gate City Bank hot seat. North Dakota product, MJ Stumpf. As a child, who was your favorite superhero?
Batman, for sure.
That's a good one.
For sure.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I used to be a night owl, but I turned into a morning person.
Coach Kramer, I'm guessing, was the result? Yeah.
Yep.
What is your favorite pro team?
Vikings, for sure.
In traffic, are you a patient driver or do you get frustrated?
I get frustrated easily. I like to get places.
What is the worst household chore?
Doing the dishes.
Yeah. What's your biggest fear?
Drowning.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's just me.
What do you like most about North Dakota? You're from North Dakota, but especially Fargo, this area.
The area, it's close to home. That's my favorite part. But, Fargo ain't too big. So, from the experience I've had with it. So,
yeah,
you don't have to drive too far to get to a gravel road. So,
that's a good point. What impresses you most about this Bison coaching staff?
Their approachability and their passion to teach us every day and coach us. So, they have a lot of passion.
What's the one thing people don't know about you?
I lived in Bismarck for a few years. I don't think a lot of people know that. So I grew up in Harvey. I lived in Bismarck for a few years, probably 4 years, and then I moved back to Harvey.
Well, Coach, at halftime you had to realize this was going to be a four-quarter battle, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was. And I didn't think we played exceptionally well on either side of the ball, and give credit to Northern Iowa. But we made a lot of really good adjustments at halftime, especially offensively, and we knew it was going to be a four-quarter game, and maybe whoever had the ball last was going to win.
Let's break down this second half and roll the tape, dive into this. It was a lot of fun at Gate City Bank Field. Again, yards were tough, but I'll tell you what, Bruce Anderson, he gets better and better by the week.
He gets more confident, and he's going to be a real factor for us moving forward.
I thought in the second half especially, very good on third down, as you have been all year, but 3rd and 9, this is a beautiful play to Zach.
Yeah, it really is. It's really good protection there, and Zach does a great job coming back to the football.
Good route to get past that 9, too. And R.J. Erzendowski, the kid just makes plays when you need him, too.
Yeah, he always finds a way to get open, and great throw on the sideline.
Here's another takeaway, though. You do get in the red zone here. Again, they get some pressure on Carson, forced to throw just off a little bit.
Yeah, we can't have him get hit right before he throws it, and then a tip ball, and they do a good job getting the interception.
So no Cole Morgan, so now it's Aaron Bailey, and he just brings a totally different dimension. I mean, Cole Morgan was running, but, boy, there's a different gear with this Bailey.
Yeah, I didn't realize how fast he was. He's a big, strong kid at 230 pounds, but he can really run.
Coach Entz was dialing up some nice stuff defensively in the second half. Here's a safety blitz, and Robbie Grimsley gets credit for a sack here.
Yeah, really good job. I think this is a 3rd down play that we were able to bring some pressure and keep him in the pocket, and that was critical for us.
Now, Bailey doesn't throw it as well. You get him into them 3rd and longs a little bit, and he'll make some mistakes, and here he throws an interception. Good job by Trey Dempsey.
Yeah, really good job staying deep by Trey, and more importantly, going up at the highest point and catching the football.
Well, again, we go back to the offense, and here's R.J. Erzendowski. In the middle of the field, he finds those gaps. He's so good. He's going to get a big, big play here, 42 yards.
Yeah, we're in an empty formation. We'd worked this play all week, and great job by Carson looking the safety off and hitting R.J. over the middle.
So now the quarter's going to flip here. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Still a very, very tight ball game. The Bison on a drive now. Got to get some points here. Big play, and you go to Jed Racier, who was on ESPN earlier in the day.
Yeah, we'd talked about this play, and Jedry does a great job of selling the block and then getting open in the end zone.
But again, that quarterback run, now they come right back at you with a really quick drive here. Bailey starts it with 29 yards.
Yeah, we missed some tackles there, and Bailey is tough to bring down.
They finished this drive with a 7-yard run. So it's 21-17 in a blink. I mean, this was a 5-play, 75-yard drive. It took 1:44 is all.
Yeah, they went into their no-huddle quick offense, and we struggled slowing it down.
I thought great poise by your guys, though, on the sidelines. No panic. Down 4 now. Here's a 3rd and 1. You convert this, so you're moving it.
Yep, absolutely. We're continuing to move the chains, and they're getting tired on their defense.
And Carson Wentz, he just starts to take over the game at this point. I mean, this is a 3rd and 13. You need points. What a throw.
What a great throw. Great job by Darius just getting those feet down before he gets hit.
We're going to talk more about Darius Shepard. What an unbelievable effort he had in this game. But Right away, though, you think, okay, now we got a little breathing room. Not to be, because here goes Bailey for 83 yards.
Yeah, this was really frustrating because we had talked about the play on the sideline, and we just missed the fit. And when you do that against option, against a kid that athletic and fast, you're going to pay. And so we've got to get that cleaned up.
So it is white knuckle time. It's 28-24 UNI, and it even gets more adversity here. There's a fumble right here.
Yeah, I think they did a good job punching it out of there, and it doesn't look good right now. They've got the ball at midfield with about 5 minutes left.
They have a great kicker. He was a little hobbled coming in there as Austin Kuhnert. We'll talk a little bit about the injuries coming up, but this was a big moment here. He misses a big field goal.
Yeah, it really was a big moment. They could have put him up 7 and kind of gave our sideline a little bit of life that if we could go down and score, we were going to win this game.
Okay, a Kansas State-type drive now. This is a 4th and 8.
Yeah, what a great throw, and great job by Zach getting that foot down.
Yeah, and a great throw. That ball covered a lot of territory right there. That was a tremendous dart right there by Carson Wentz. So the 10-play, 79-yard drive. Here's another 4th down.
Another 4th down. We've worked this play all week. We found the soft spot in the zone, and RJ makes a big catch.
Talk about this last play. There's 35 seconds left. The clock's ticking, and this is just a tremendous play for the ages.
Well, what a great throw. What a great catch. Double coverage, and somehow Darius comes down with it, but Carson put it in the only spot that could be caught.
Yeah, and it's not over yet, though. You can't ever relax, it seems, in this game, is it?
No, they get it into field position to throw it up in the end zone. We knew he had the arm strength to get it done. We work this play every week in practice, and Robbie Grimsley does a great job of batting it out of the end zone.
The Bison made it look easy. Sometimes those Hail Marys can be complications, though, and they just bat it down, and they did a great job. The final 31-28, NDSU, a tremendous win, an electric atmosphere at the Dome. And you can't say enough about this game. Just a terrific game. NDSU ended up running 80 plays, actually. The Bison rushed for 141. A lot of those rushing yards for UNI came as a result of the quarterback runs. Total yards, about dead even. The game was pretty close as well. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
Told the coach after the fumble, I said, hey, I was on the headset and said, Coach, we get the ball back, we're going to go win this thing. We're going to get it done. And, you know, we've been there before. We've repped it a ton in practice. And, you know, guys just, you know, don't worry about what's going on. Don't worry about the pressure, the stress, and just go play football.
We prepared for Hail Mary, probably the best in the nation. Not going to lie. We probably repped it like 8 times. Know everybody got the assignment. We knew they wasn't going to score. When he threw it up in the air, it was just like, it's what we practice every day.
It was amazing. You know, Coach P was emphasizing finishing the whole time. He just told me to just stay locked in and play how you play. So that was my whole motivation throughout the game.
I don't know what our statistics were running the ball, but they were pretty stout inside, you know, early on with their takeaways and stuff. Their defense is a very good defense. You know, it came down to the wire today, and obviously offensively they can do some things as well, both throwing and running the ball. But, yeah, they've just always been a really good team, coached well, and they compete their tails off. So hats off to them, but we got her done today.
Well, our Nodak Mutual Insurance player of the game is wide receiver Darius Shepard. Shepard has a banged-up shoulder, could only play in the second half. Somehow, some way, he made 3 massive plays, 2 massive touchdowns that changed the game. After the game, he was very soft-spoken and humble.
You know, I had my mobility. Carson was looking for me. He said, you know, before the play, hey, get your eyes around. So, you know, I was ready trying to make a play. Saw the ball up in the air. Really had to lock in, like catch it, you know, and then try to make the play, and it was awesome.
All right, Coach, let's dive into Darius Shepard a little bit. I mean, this stuff is thing of legend right now, like Kirk Gibson in the '88 World Series. I mean, he couldn't play in the second half at SDSU, couldn't play in the first half of this game. Shoulder hurts, couldn't lift that arm, and, I mean, he made some amazing plays.
Boy, he sure did, and he practiced on Wednesday and ran around, and arm kind of hanging there, but he made catches on Wednesday. We sat him Thursday and Friday, and we knew he had one half of football in him because he had to get an injection, and it wasn't going to last very long. And boy, what a great performance by him. So happy for him. He's a great competitor, and a guy when the chips are on, he's a clutch player.
You knew you had him in the second half, but did you guys know that he would have that much in the tank? Did you know that he would give you that type of effort and make those kinds of plays? He was really hurting. You could tell he couldn't really lift his arm.
Yeah, we knew he would.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he's done all through fall camp.
Yeah.
And he's just made play after play in practice. When you make play after play in practice, you know a kid's going to make it in the game, and he's a gamer.
There's no question. This was a physical football game. Both sides took several injuries, and, you know, throughout the course of the last couple of weeks, there has been some injuries. Let's go through these guys. So Kunert goes down. Well, what's his status?
We'll find out today. He had an elbow injury, and we're hoping for the best.
Chase and Zach both played not 100%, though. How did you feel about both those guys?
Well, they did a nice job. Chase is getting stronger. I think in another week he'll be closer to 100%. Zach Johnson, I talked to him after the game, said he felt great. I think he'll get closer to 100%. Lance Dunn has a hamstring. He might be down still for a couple weeks, and Grant Morgan has an ankle, and he may be down for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, that's football, though, isn't it? Next man up, and the Bison are very good at that. Lots of depth, there's no question. Now, there was a lot of turnovers in this game, particularly. You know, you look at turnover margin throughout the course of a football season around the nation. You always kind of look at that turnover margin stat, how teams are doing. Bison right now -3, so you forced 6, turned it over 9 times. Is that a stat you look at and kind of tell us the context of that throughout a football season?
Well, we need to be in the plus category, and we're -3, and we've got to improve on that. And defensively, when they start coming in bunches. We had 2 interceptions on Saturday. Hopefully they continue to come. Offensively, we've got to eliminate the fumbles, but our third down conversion is really kind of helping us there because we're getting off the field and we're efficient on offense. So that's kind of overcoming that -3.
You know, and I think in a game like this, too, you know, this happened, that happened, but I think in the end you showed so much poise, and that's really what the story of this game was, wasn't it? Just counterpunch, and you just got to win the game.
Yeah, and our kids will never quit. Everybody knows that, and there's never on that sideline where you think, uh-oh, it's over. Our guys always feel they have a chance to win. You know, nobody's pointing any fingers. It's, hey, let's get it done. And you know, we've got a special group of guys because they never feel they can lose.
Yeah, that's impressive stuff, no doubt. The business of college athletics, it's a big deal in the recruiting side of things, and it's a big deal in the overall big picture of things in a football program. We're going to dive into that next. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. The business side of college athletics is very complex, but NDSU is out in front of the fray. It's very important information in the recruiting process these days. In this week's Olaf Anderson Construction feature story, Beth Houle sorts through how NDSU is getting the job done in a critical area.
With the constant growth of college athletics, North Dakota State has made a major commitment towards supporting their student athletes to the fullest degree.
At NDSU, we're a leader in college athletics, and so to continue to be a leader, you have to be at the forefront.
With the move to grant full cost of attendance starting next school year, the Bison Athletic Department is expanding their fundraising like never before.
Particularly with this one, it's something that we believe in. We believe in cost of attendance. We believe in supporting our student athletes at the maximum possible level that we can while they're here.
Bison Athletic supporters now have a new option when they look to donate. The annual giving options are expanded with the new Bison Pride Fund. NDSU has launched a website called NDSUathleticfund.com, where supporters worldwide can see both the need and the results of their generosity.
We have to keep getting better every day with everything we're doing to stay where we are, and I think we agree everybody wants to keep improving on where we are and continue the excellence. So this is another way that people could do that, and it was time to do this.
It gives an opportunity to tell our story, to reach out and bridge the gap with people who aren't here in our backyard, who aren't here in Fargo, who can't come to games every day, and let them know what's going on.
The website also provides NDSU a chance to show Bison supporters why the athletic department needs the financial backing more than ever, and they've responded.
We had it planned out of what we're going to do. They love that Bison Athletics is at the forefront. They didn't want us to be reacting to a situation. We wanted to be ahead of the curve. And I think people have been very receptive of our vision to announce this, have a plan, have a fund established, and this is how we're going to do it.
If there's something that you're really passionate about, then you can support a specific program, you can support a specific initiative, a specific construction project, and so it really gives them the opportunity to support something, again, that they're passionate about in a multitude of ways.
The Bison Pride Fund supports scholarships, cost of attendance, and all-around program excellence. So the banner raisings, the trophy hoisting, and everyday successes of Bison athletics remain a part of everyday life. Reporting for the Bison Football Show, I'm Beth Houle.
Coach, this is the opposite side of the X's and O's, but it's equally important, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. Well, to start with, it's nice to see Jack working and not playing golf.
So I know. It was an opportunity to get him some TV time.
Absolutely. Our administrative team has done a phenomenal job of staying ahead of everybody, and they know, all of our student athletes, the time commitment it takes to be a college athlete. And the cost of attendance is going to put us on par with a lot of the FBS schools. And it's something that a lot of recruits are asking about now. And so for us to make that commitment, it serves everything about Bison Athletics and about our administrative team.
No doubt about it. Well, in this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison, we check in on a local product. Ty Brooks from Fargo South is redshirting, but his blazing speed is getting the attention of all in the Bison program. He had dynamic numbers as a return man and receiver for the Bruins, and he is so excited to be playing for the hometown Bison.
It sunk in, I think, after I took my first hit, that I was at NDSU now and not Fargo South. But it's an unbelievable opportunity to be able to play for the hometown team and stay close to my mom and all the family around here and the support from everybody in the community. So it's a good thing.
Hey, Coach, this kid has a bright future, doesn't he?
He sure does. You ask anybody on our defense how good he is. He's unbelievable on our service team offense, and that's where we have him right now, is playing running back, receiver, great speed, electric athlete. He'll be an impact player next year for us.
Well, up next for the Bison, the Coyotes. We'll talk about it. Stay with us. All right, Coach, the Coyotes are up next. They've had a little bit of a tough run here, but they have capable players, and Joe Glenn's a good coach.
Yeah, I've got so much respect for Joe. He's an icon in our profession, somebody that I look up to, and he'll have the Coyotes ready to play coming into the Fargo Dome. And as we know, we've got 6 more weeks of this, and there aren't any easy games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The Bison Radio Network will be fired up, statewide NBC television, of course, and we'll also have it on ESPN3 for you. We have you covered. All kinds of ways to watch this game. We'll recap it for you next week. Enjoy this big win over UNI, and we'll see you at Gate City Bank Field next week.